Hey everybody, this is Erica from the Class C Climb blog. Coming today talking about having a quantum leap in business and in life and in credit. So look, and winning in the new economy. This is episode 4. In order to win in the new economy, you might have to be a little scrappier. You might have to rely on your hustle skills and also just going out and creating income for yourself. I'm seeing so many more videos about people who lost their job, haven't been employed for years, but still kind of hoping for a job, a higher paying job, or sometimes they're stuck in lower paying jobs. I even told you guys in the past recent videos where I talked to people who are delivering sandwiches at Jimmy John's at lunchtime. And when you mention, they go, I'm gonna have to get on food stamps because I don't get paid a lot here. I go, well, why don't you just go get another part-time job? People are still believing in the one job mentality that they're going to get this one job and it's going to cover all their needs and they're not going to have to hustle. I don't believe that America exists for many people who make under $31 an hour. And $31 an hour gets you just about $4,500 a month, right? The average American is making, if I'm not mistaken, $31,000, under $50,000 a year. And even though it's higher now for engineers and people making $100,000 a year, it's like 1 in 5. It's still a lot of people out there unemployed. So just how we have on the spectrum, 1 in 5 are making 100,000. You have a 1 in 6 or 1 in 5 in every home where no one's working in that home. Everyone's unemployed or probably on disability or having several issues. And so we have to kind of give those people some grace and hope that they're on YouTube like me, looking for opportunities to make a lot of money now. We've heard people talk about putting up Christmas lights, raking the leaves, cleaning up the yard, just that fall activity type of weather. People are going to be cleaning driveways and shoveling, and they're going to make some money. There's going to be ways to make money this fall. And if you can get $100 a day, that's $3,000 a month. Now, I know some people are not going to work their whole 30 days in a row. I get that. If you're a guy and you have a lot of kids or a family, you really want to take care of them, you'll find ways to make more money Monday through Friday or on Saturdays, right? So with that being said is, when I talk about having a quantum leap in your business, in your life, credit plays a really important part in that. I know people hate me talking about credit so much on this channel, but I have friends who I honestly believe in their business and in their careers, they would have been 3 times ahead, further ahead than they are now. And let me kind of give you an example. I had a friend who was doing his YouTube channel, kind of part-time fitness, and it was taking off, but he had to work like almost 2 jobs at this point. And so he would edit. So he was only going to put out maybe 2 videos a week. And towards the end of the year, he started picking up traction. He started selling t-shirts. He started, getting advertisers. And he even realizes, man, if my credit was cleaner and I had a credit card, not so much I would use it for advertise on Google, but I would use it so that I could be free from work for at least 6 months. And the timeline it took the 2-3 years to get this could have been shorter. Another friend who wanted to start a corner store, and he was just like, I don't have 20 grand saved up. And we all kept saying, why don't you just go get a credit card and use it to open that corner store? And everybody, I'm always talking about corner stores on this channel, but they're silent money makers. They're silent money makers where people will come every day. I mean, if you ever talk to some of these business owners, depending on who they are, they'll tell you the truth. There are people that come every day and buy 1 beer, buy 1 candy bar, buy 1 thing, 1 tea, 1 water, 1 something, because it's the closest grocery store, 1 piece of bread, like loaf of bread, noodle packs, whatever, because it's the closest grocery store, and they don't have to ride the bus. So sometimes people literally will come in there every single day with the pocket change and all kind of stuff, buying things. Kids get off the school bus. And I mean, it's literally a silent money maker. And they know it, people know it. So, but with that being said is, everyone can work more, right? And people get mad when I say, Erica, just work 2 jobs or work 3 jobs, but you're doing it with a short-term knowledge effect. Now, no one wants to work 2 jobs for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years. Now, it won't kill you, but you don't want to do that. You do want to have some kind of life. So you have to put a block on it. You have to say, for the next 90 days, I'm going to work these 2 or 3 jobs, and I'm going to have, 1, 2, 3 secure credit cards open, or 1, 2, 3 secure loans open at my bank. And so that in the future, I can parlay this into something bigger. I even talk about my friend who actually did a consult with me, who basically did Uber, Lyft. They're no longer here in Austin, so he did this a year and a half ago. And he did Instacart and a few other ones. He basically had almost $4 grand a month coming in via those 1099 channels. And his wife was at home because she was pregnant with twins, and she watched dogs on Rover.com. So she's dog watching at home. He's doing this, but he's making sure all his money from all the services he was doing was going into a business bank account. Trust me, when he got a $40,000 credit card, he was quite happy because the bank could see all that money churning monthly into that business bank account. So that person's productive. So I always tell people, if you want a quantum leap in your life and business and how you want your life to look, you're going to have some hardcore focal points, right? We're going to have to focus for this 60 or 90-day range so that we can push through, right? So that we can get, we can open up some secure lines of credit. We can open up once, and give it about 90 days of you paying. All of a sudden, it's like your credit turns around. But it also requires you to get some of those things that are negative and derogatory off. That's why I offer credit repair down below. You can click the link for the first link for business credit consultation. Work with a great company who provides it. So look, I want you to win in this new economy. There's changes, yes. I do feel sorry for some people who are not seeing the changes, not going for trades, not getting out of those careers where, the saddest thing I see to me is someone in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who is still a waiter, or waitress. And now let me defer that, right? The person who wants to be a waitress or wants to be a chef or wants to be a cook, and they're fine with this job, like they love this career, they'll do this till they're 80. I'm okay with that. But the lady or man who doesn't, like they're getting in their 40s and 50s and they don't want to be here anymore. They don't want to be there at that restaurant anymore. They don't want to work at Ruby Tuesdays. They don't want to do those jobs. They want to do something else. Well, it's going to require some push, and it's going to require them to get a trade. And many people hate hearing about nursing, but I talk about nursing a lot. And I talk about a lot of other trades. And if you're a man, I know a lot of times I'll meet men who say, man, I don't want to be a truck driver. That's the last thing I want to do. And I always think about it in the frame mindset of, if you do this for a year or two and you make 50,000 to 80,000 for 2 or 3 years, whatever hole you're in, you should be able to dig out. And that's being really honest. Whatever financial hole you're in, if $160,000 can't correct it, you might need to file bankruptcy. And I'm being really honest, because at the end of the day, majority of those truckers that go that long range that you're talking about, those folks maybe once or twice pay for a $30 hotel, but they're mostly on the road. Okay, for the guy that does short range and drives locally, and he's getting $50,000, $60,000 to drive short range, 2 hours there, 2 hours here, locally, you still should be able to dig out of that hole. You know what I mean? It's not like you're eating gourmet $30, $40, $50 meals every single day on the road. There should be a system and a tracking. So I do recommend Dave Ramsey's baby steps for people just to get their headset on, right? Because honestly, if you look at some people's lives, if they just got rid of their car payment, which is like $800, on average American's $500, but I know a lot of people with $800 car payments. I personally know them. If they got rid of that plus the $200 monthly insurance, that's $1,000 freed up. They don't have to work as hard. If they actually have, and this is where people get mad at me when I talk about renting and owning. Now, as a renter, you just have no control over your space. And a lot of industries, especially Austin, Texas, and Houston. Houston's better, but Austin, Texas is really bad about broken leases, or anytime they have any kind of issue, they want to reject people. So now the market's having to kind of course correct because there's so many vacant new buildings because they're building new apartments nonstop. The fact remains is those people will just go buy a house if they have to. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with those people going into a marketplace somewhere. And I know it sucks because if you're in Austin, you want a $130,000 house, you're going to the edges. You're going to Pflugerville, Hutto, Round Rock, Elgin. You're going out there to get a house in your price range. And that may be disheartening, but just focus. Okay, 1 or 2 years here, then I can move further into the city and buy a second house. See, people want to just go the easy route. They're like, Eric, I don't want to be a landlord. Well, you don't have to. That's what property management companies are for, to rent out that house that you didn't want to live that far out in. Okay, so now as you move closer to the city, now you have a newer house and more buying power. But a lot of times, like where I'm from in North Carolina, their house is going for $35,000 to $80,000. And I will literally talk to friends' parents and say, yeah, he should try to go buy that. It's only $45,000. His mortgage will be $200. Well, he's moving. He's been here for 10 years, baby. He's never leaving this town. Like to keep telling yourself that lie is great, but he's not leaving. So it's one of those things where you have to look at people in the face and go, you have to understand, You can regret the next 10 years, or you can enjoy the next 10 years. And the reason I say that is there's a book called The 10-Year Turnaround. And I laugh because I'm like, 10 years is a long time. But this the kicker, it's not, because some people, I have a friend who's in HR, I tell you guys the story all the time because it's so important. She'll see resumes where people in the same careers for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And she'll ask them, well, what happened? They'll literally say, I just woke up and realized I wanted more out of life. I wanted a bigger career, a better career, and it was time to quit. It was time to move on. And that's the average person. She's just getting the same type of persons all the time who are in careers, in jobs they don't like, and they're just coasting. They just pay bills and they stay in there. So I don't want that for you. And if you're watching this channel, that's not you. You want more. You're watching a video called Quantum Leap in Business and Life. So prime example of quantum leaping in business. And I'll give this for service guys. If you do grass, lawn, construction, contractor, buying $200 in bandit signs is not a burden. And I literally had to convince my own business partner this, like, buying 200 bandit signs to put all over the city so our phones can ring off the hook is not a burden. It's not this, and people are looking for this guaranteed, I need a guaranteed return on my investment. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees in life. There's no guarantees in anything. There's no guarantees in your spouse, your children, or anything, your feet, your legs, anything. So stop it. Let that go. But if you put those bandit signs out around the city, your phone will ring off the hook. What it takes for you is making sure you're streamlining those calls and handling your business, because you really can generate business. There are many people who wholesale and flip houses who 200 bandit signs have made life or death in their business and giving them $10,000 a month in income. So that's one way to quantum leap. Marketing is always a way to quantum leap. Referrals, asking every client to refer you, asking every client, can you put a sign in their front yard, a professional looking sign while you're working on their yard? As people drive by, they call the number. Again, quantum leaping your business. Referrals, marketing, okay? Credit. Again, if you have terrible credit, again, look below. We work on your credit. I have people I work with, I have companies I work with, and we can get that fixed. You don't have to stay in that range. You don't have to stay there. What happens is a lot of people get to a point with their credit, they're like, well, I need a house. I need this. Well, let's give it 90 days to 6 months and see if we can't get that turned around for you. Let's see if we can't work with your local credit union to get you a couple secure lines of loans or credit cards, so it's different in there, and have 3 who are producing and changing your credit score. It's really important, you guys. And that's how we quantum leap in business. And if you're growing your business for 5 months and you come to the bank or you come to these credit card places and you can apply because you've got vendor credit, you've got money coming in, you got capital coming to your business, that's how you get the quantum leap. Having access to $40,000 to $100,000 in business lines of credit allows you to buy those rentals, allows you to make investments, allows you to scale your business and hire somebody. The reason I talk about my friends in business who had Asian moms who, when they left high school, they had access to a $20,000 credit card. And they had a small little office they went to every day, and they sold things on eBay and Craigslist and Amazon, and they did all these things, which was pretty nifty, but they did it under their own leadership and under their own guys. So they had to learn along the way how to make themselves stay consistent and focused. But that's the difference in your parent going, go get a job, go get a job, go work for somebody. And a parent going, here's the money, here's the credit right here, don't mess it up. You can come in here and work for yourself every single day. You have to work for anybody else if you focus and do this right here. And that's the difference. And that's what I'm hoping you're raising, is a bunch of kids who know they don't have to go beg for a job if they don't want to. They can go out and hustle and market themselves and have freedom. I think the other only lesson that I was talking about, definitely check out yesterday's Mexican Money Trail, Winning in the Economy. We see it, we're going to see, since 1990, 60% of the population growth has been immigrants and their children. And those people are coming here and they're teaching their children how to start businesses, not how to get jobs. Some of them how to get trades. I think trades are very important. You're a young man who doesn't have a clear indication whether you want to do a business or not, going to community college and getting a trade, an electrician or plumbing or HVAC repair, especially if you're in Texas. AC repair people make a ton of money here. There's opportunity there. And that's what you have to see, is if you get your plumbing certification and you start a plumbing company, even if it's just making $100,000 a year, for you and your wife and your kids, you've changed generationally. You've changed their whole life, because they're going to say, my dad owns his own business. Yeah, he's a plumber, but he owns his own business. It's a different lifestyle. And you can have that too. So be able to quantum leap in life and business and credit takes a little bit of focus, but you guys can do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. You guys have an awesome day.